I'm Camp for Life. I play games and raise funds for my local children's hospital. If you're interested in contributing to my fundraiser, you can click here or down below in the description. That said, yesterday I had insane luck and I was able to capture it on video, so I thought I would show you all. Here in the east, there is currently a Rift level 1 going on. This right here is the better merchant is going to have the chance of legendary weapons. You can also get shards in these areas below or send your servants there, so it's pretty great. And then the merchant in the south is going to sell the blue tier weapons. There is a kind of priority list for the mobs. So these big guys right here, the Dreadhorn, those guys are going to charge you and stun you. They actually do a lot of damage. I recommend taking them out first if you can. There'll be 2 of these. You'll see the little stream of darkness. I would not recommend leaving your loot on the ground like I did here unless you're on a pretty quiet server. Otherwise your loot will get stolen, unfortunately. Over here you'll see a gargoyle and a dark temptress. Dark Temptress is going to seduce you, and that's not great because people can still attack you. So I would probably focus that one first in this particular mob. And then the Gargoyle, those guys do a lot of damage. They like to fly up in the air like this, and then they'll come back down and they will mess you up. Right here you'll see he's about to shield himself. You want to kill him before he does that. They will shield themselves and then heal up. And Exsanguinator also does a lot of damage. They have an incapacitate. Once you've done both of those shards, got them destroyed, you'll get a primal blood soul. From what I've experienced, it's only bosses that you've defeated before, but I could be wrong. After they're down, you'll drink their blood. And then you'll pick up any of the remaining loot that you got. You can get legendaries from these. However, right there, I just got a purple weapon, which is still good because I can use it to fuse into a different weapon. This round of rifts is almost over. There's only 2 minutes left, but I went ahead and went to another location so that I could at least destroy one more shard. The slaughter beasts are so annoying. These guys suck. They will pin you down and just do damage to you. The humanoid right there will do those AoEs on the ground. Do not stand in that. That stuff does a lot of damage, and if you're not paying attention, it can kill you. So I went to the Northern Merchant. They sell the purple weapons, but it does have a chance to give you the legendary weapons. This is probably the best way and most assured way to get them. This is not going to happen every time. I had insane luck. I got 4 in a row. But you might have good luck and good RNG and get a lot of them, like I did. And after you're done purchasing those, what I like to do is go to my gem cutting table and I'll put any of my regular Stygian shards in those. It is 9 regular shards to create a greater shard. Not the best ratio of return, but every little bit helps, so I still do it. You will need to make onyx tiers, which will require a power core, gold ingot, and emberglass, and you'll also need a sanguine weapon. Once you have the required materials, you'll take it over to the Ancestral Forge. You'll insert it. You can also use this to upgrade lower tier weapons as well. And like I mentioned before, you can actually fuse your weapons together, and it doesn't even have to be the same type of weapon, or even be made. So you can take whatever weapon you're currently using, and just for an example, I'm going to take a blue mace just to show that you can put any weapon in there, and then you can pick whatever traits you would like. I'm not going to do it though because I actually like what I have on this particular weapon, just as an example though. Fabricator is going to be where you make the power cores for the Onyx tiers. You'll need radium alloy and charged batteries. These are probably the most important resource that you're going to have aside from the Stygian shards. For those, you're going to want to go to Gloomrot North. Transitium Power Plant is a good place to get both radium alloy and depleted batteries. You'll take the depleted batteries to either Stormdrain Hills or the peak that I showed. And then in Oakville, you'll use that to get the Ember Ore and the Venom Sap, Sulfur for gold, and then gold jewelry for the gold bars. The best place, in my opinion, is going to be the Cathedral right here. The Cathedral is going to be where you get the most gold jewelry, if I could speak. Don't forget to open all of the chests. Radium alloy is a pretty low drop rate, so you're best off making it if you already have the ability to make it. Which, if you're doing the Legendaries, chances are you already have it. But if you don't already have it, the best chance of getting them is going to be the chests in the areas marked on the map, or defeating those spider-like creatures. And here you can kind of see how the axes look when you're fighting. So we got 60 depleted batteries, now we have to go charge them up. So you need a stack of 10, you'll charge them up, and then once you've charged them, the system will overload. I believe each location has either 4 or 5 machines, so you'll most likely need to go to both locations if you have a large stack. That's the other area that I went over to finish. And then I made my power cores. So now we have our tiers and we have our sanguine sword. And like I said, if you have the forged in a forge room, then you don't actually need 4 like it says when you look at the weapon. You'll only need 3 of the tiers. This one right here is the sword, the grave collar. It's actually pretty cool looking. The hilt is like a skull. That's your Q ability and your standard E. And you have your standard 3 swings. This one's the Morning Star, the whip. And this is actually the same weapon that you see Belmont using. It has fire effects. Pretty cool looking. Q ability is going to be that spin, and then the E is going to put that AoE on the ground. And here I'm making the talons of the Lich Beast, the claws. This is actually the first legendary that I ever got. It wasn't on this particular server, but I got these originally from a caravan in Oakville. I really like the utility of them. The E ability is this massive jump, which will help you jump over just about anything. And then the Q is a little bit of a roll. And then you have your standard 3 swings. This is the crossbow, the Siren's Wail. Very pretty. I like the way it looks. A bit big. But that Q ability is so useful, especially if a boss you're fighting has a counter ability. The Q ability will not affect the counter. And then the standard primary shooting is the same length each time. And this is the pistols. They're called the Endbringer pistols. It's one of probably the fastest weapon in the game. A lot of people use these. They look pretty cool, kind of like a Diablo candle. This right here is the mace. It's called Hand of Winter. Pretty neat looking. These are probably my favorite look-wise. These are the slashers. They're called Wings of the Fallen. The Q ability is going to have Blood Fountain right here. So you have a little bit of a heal with those. That's only specific to that particular weapon. And then the standard E for slashers, which you disappear. Another more so utility weapon. This is the Reaper. It's called Martira's Lament. Really good against undead. With the Reapers, I really do enjoy the E ability. Sometimes I'll just switch to the Reaper to use the E ability and then go back to whatever else I was using. Close up of the weapons. And the unique weapons are going to have a specific set of traits to them. So if it's a frost weapon, it's always going to be a frost weapon. If it's a leech weapon, it's always going to be a leech weapon. But you can put coatings on them. So if you use a primary attack, the coating will apply a different effect to the boss that you're fighting. This is a great tool to use. And they're really cool looking. They each have their own unique looks.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
Thank you guys for watching. Please let me know what else you would like to see. If you want to see me more regularly, my Twitch is going to be in the description below, so check that out. And I will see you guys next time.